Yeah, I'll text this to you. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Maybe
everybody.
I'll put it in the
Yeah, oh
show
yeah,
notes
I
in
do
case
have
it
like a
matters.
meeting after this.
I don't know if it matters. Okay.
Here,
Oh, you
this
do?
is I'll show you this so that you can really quickly read that because I think that that is something that is that entire swipe is so good. So good.
Okay,
So
let's see.
good.
How do I open it? This is enormously small. Hold on. There we go.
Enormously small.
I don't know why it opened small. Wow, this is just like a dictionary.
Exactly.
Do not hold Jews responsible for the decisions of the Israeli leaders or Muslims responsible for the Palestinian leaders. Oh, yeah, this is great.
It's really good. All of it
Mm,
is really good. And especially be clear about what you mean when you use labels. And it breaks shit down very specifically. Very specifically.
yeah, I have to share this too. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Patrick
Hello,
Keller.
hello, 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 hello.
And yes, you are recording, right?
Not yet.
Jess?
I'm not recording on Audition, but I did record us on StreamYard. But
Okay,
I will
good. Yeah.
push play whenever you're ready.
You will push play whenever you're ready. What do
I'll
you mean?
push record. Sorry, record whenever you're
Why does
ready.
it say recording on the right hand side?
Well, I'm just. Do you want me to also record in Audition?
Oh, I thought that that's what you meant. I thought that you weren't going to do it there.
I don't mind doing both. I'm cool
Okay.
with it.
Okay. I didn't even open my thing because I
Are
thought we
you
were just
doing
going to
it, or
record.
do you want to just let StreamYard do its thing and not do it? That's fine. It
Let's
probably
do
does pull a lot
StreamYard.
of
Let's live
resources.
on the wild side, my
All right,
friend.
I'm with you. Let's do it.
And John is going to not be particularly happy, but that's okay.
Well,
For this
John, this is an
time,
experimental episode.
it's an experimental
We're
episode because
experimenting.
we have little baby mics and big mics.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
hi. Here we are. Welcome to the taping of our show. I am using Tiny Mic today because I broke my office chair. I am always sitting. I never sit straight. In fact, I don't even know why I have an office chair like that. I really should just have a I should just lower my desk and have a couch on the floor because that's really how I'm the most comfortable anyway. But yeah, I was on the phone and I got up to open the door. When I came back, I swung my leg around so that I could sit on it and crushed my office chair. Like I just kicked it out from under itself and it broke. So now I have to get a new chair. So that's why I'm in my family room, which is also why I'm recording with Tiny Mic. Sorry to everyone if it's terrible. Feel free to give me criticism of my sound or lack thereof. I'm cool with it. My hair's a little crazy today. Can't figure that out yet. What's going on with you? Oh, we should start. Are you ready to start?
I'm ready to start. Yeah.
Okay, ready.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hey everyone, welcome to episode 408 of She Podcast. I'm your co-host, Jessica Kupferman, and thank you. Someone has just told me that my microphone looks like a Tootsie Pop. No, it is not a Tootsie Pop. It is my microphone. And with me, as always, the delightful Elsie Escobar. Hello, Elsie.
Hello.
How are you today?
Oh, you know.
Cool.
Yeah. That is how
Great.
I am.
That's how you
Very,
are? Just
yes.
great. Just cool
Just
and great. Great
just
and
cool and
cool.
great.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Um, I don't know. I don't know how to. I mean, I have a platform, so I just feel like I have to say, something about the war in Israel and Gaza. And I just want to encourage people to read the history and the facts of how Israel and Palestine were founded and how often Hamas has threatened and or carried out terroristic attacks. I'm seeing a lot of, like, just so you know, like, Jews are not wanting to kill. Jews in general do not hate Palestinians, Islamic, etc. Um, I even Jews in Israel, even people in the army. Um, War is never neat and clean. There's always civilian deaths on both sides, and it's a terrible tragedy. But anyone who sees those deaths and decides that all Jews or all Palestinians need to be executed has a serious, serious racism problem. And it's completely, what's the word? Not racism. I mean, anti Semitic, if you're feeling like Jews should all die because of what's happening in Palestine, certainly. And I don't know what the word is for if you think all Palestinians should die, but that's not, none of that's true. People should be able to live in peace and happiness and harmony. All Jews don't agree with what's happening in Israel or what the people, what the government is deciding, what the army is carrying out. I'm sure Palestinians feel the same way. So don't, I mean, as Elsie said before this, like, a lot of people are letting their racism show, their anti-Semitism show. Um, and wow, is it eye-opening? Wow. You can support Palestine or Israel or both or neither without saying like all these people need to die. What are you saying? Why would you say that? How can you say that? Especially if you're a bystander. You just see Israel bombing the shit out of a place. You have no idea what has happened there. Like, for example, there was a war between Israel and Gaza almost 10 years ago. For 7 weeks, we fought against terrorists from Hamas. Um, we didn't have fake news then. So we didn't have people trying to push false information on both sides. I just feel like, as a Jew, I just feel a little scared to tell people that I'm Jewish or to get in conversations about it. And as a what was the other thing I was going to say? Give me a second. I had it in my head and I let it go. I don't remember. Fuck, it was right here on the top of my head. Edit this part out because I'm like losing my train of thought. Oh, there's just no way of knowing all the story and all the facts. Um, so stop saying a whole group of people should be dead. That's terrifying. Oh, I was just gonna say that yeah, there was no fake news in 2014. There weren't people trying to get you to vote or feel one way or another way. It's scary to see how many people are for or against one group or another. Like, even when we were fighting, like, even in other world wars, this isn't a world war, but even in other world wars, like, do you expect there to be no deaths? Were there no deaths in Germany when the Jews were liberated? Were there no um, deaths were there no deaths of United States soldiers? Certainly there are a lot of Jewish deaths. Um, but yeah, like, there are places like colleges on campus that are saying like that are calling for Jewish genocide. It's terrifying. It's part of the reason why we feel like we need to protect that country, because the reason it was created is because no one wanted the Jewish immigrants anymore. There was nowhere else for them to go, and that's where they're from. And they've just been driven out of everywhere for 6,000 years. So we have to protect it, because I found this video from Mayim Bialik, and she said it really well. She was like, "We are foreigners in this land as Jews, because we didn't begin here. And clearly, we're constantly being shown that we're not wanted or that we're different or that we're unwelcome, and that's fine. But that's why Jews have to protect Israel. Um, sorry if this isn't very eloquent, but I think people think that it's happening in the Middle East and therefore it doesn't affect you. And I was that person for a couple weeks now, but I don't know. Once you start rallying in airports and on college campuses about Jewish genocide, it suddenly feels very close and personal. Um, yeah, so that's all. I think I just would like you to please read about the history and why Israel needs to protect itself and not so much about who's doing what to whom, because it's definitely not that black and white, as wars never are. They are never that black and white, and this is no exception. All right, I'm going to move on because I need to be more, at least more, I guess, educated. I'm educated, but I don't know how to explain what I'm saying because it's not our country. Like, it's not America. It's not United States. But it does feel like it is, though, because there are so many people that are, even famous people that are quick to hop on one side or another. And it's a little shallow. It's kind of insulting.
Yep. I have I wanted to just read out some of that thing that I just shared with you,
Yes,
Jess,
please
just
do.
in
Yes.
terms of to because first of all, we currently as just basic human beings that we are living our lives, I
Mhm.
wonder how much
Very basic.
studying we do on the daily, as in, like, how often do we read history and get to know other people's history, get to know the United States history? Like, what exactly happened in the US other than when you were in high school? When's the last time we did that? Other than if you're like a total history person, right? We don't know that.
Right.
We don't know anything to any kind of level of expertise that we're immersed in on the daily where we could get at any point in time to really speak eloquently about it. So,
True.
we just have we're all human and we do understand that. But in terms of the Israel Palestine everything that's going on in terms of using and understanding vocabulary terms and what hate speech is, because this is something that I do feel is absolutely important for us to know. What is that hate speech? So you have to know what you mean when you're using people's, or when not people labels, but when you're using certain labels. And I'm going to put a link in the show notes to the specific post from Dame Galley so that you
Mhm.
could see what that is. Feel free to share it with your people. I've been sharing it at least once a week since all of this started so that folks can once again reference actual terms and understand what they're saying before doing anything else. So number one, you have to be clear about the labels. So Jewish and Muslim refers to two minority groups in Europe and some other regions who experience racism. And this tends to get worse when violence in the Middle East hits news headlines, right?
They're not in Europe,
Palis-
they're in the Middle East, but yeah.
so Palestinian or Israeli are national identities. Zionism is the belief in the right of the Jewish people to self-determination, and not all people who call themselves Zionists share the same opinion about the exact territory, principles, etc. at the state of Israel. Zionists and Zio should not be used as a term of abuse.
Mm.
Arab is a group of people whose mother tongue is Arabic, and there's a great diversity across the Arab world. Example, Jordan can't simply become Palestine just because they are Arab.
Right. They're not
Islamism.
Palestinian, you mean?
Ooh, well, yeah. Well, I'm reading this. I don't know how, if
Oh,
you
sorry,
want
go
to
ahead.
correct me, that's fine. Islamism is an academic term with French origins that refers to a broad spectrum of political ideologies. Islamism is not a synonym for terrorism
No,
and should
it
not be
is not.
used as such.
Absolutely not.
this is really important, y'all. Do not hold
Yes.
Jews responsible for the decisions of the Israeli leaders or Muslims responsible for the decisions of the Palestinian leaders. Do not
Right.
demand that Jews or Muslims must take a certain political position on an issue. Do not assume that all Palestinians or Israelis support the actions of their governments.
That's right.
Anti-Zionism is not always anti-Semitic. For
Right.
example, if someone is generally anti-nationalism and believes in abolishing nation states, but it can be, for example, if criticism of Israel goes beyond that of its government policies and uses anti-Semitic tropes. Do not state that Muslims should leave Palestine because they have the whole of the rest of the Middle East, or that Israeli Jews should go back to where they came from.
Guess what? That is where we came from. By the way,
Is,
there is nowhere to go.
Israel is not a conspiracy to take over the Middle East or the world. And
Right.
Palestine is not a conspiracy to enforce a caliphate or Israel/Europe/the world. These are two national identities who both want to exist in the same piece of land. Israel is not Nazi Germany.
No.
Palestine is not Daesh/ISIS. Israelis and Palestinians are human beings. Therefore, celebrating their suffering and death is not acceptable. Be sensitive towards people who are pro-Palestine and or pro-Israel at this time. They may have friends/family involved in the situation, or Israel/Palestine may represent something important to them, such as their own sense of struggle or oppression or a place of safety in times of persecution. Solidarity with one side or the other is not a crime. They can be pro-Israel/pro-Palestine and still be pro-solution. If you think that the death of any civilians is justified because of their nationality, ethnicity, or government, please unfollow me. I don't want to know you.
Me too.
So there you
That's
go.
from the Post, but I agree.
That's from the Post. But yes, we
if you're gonna
co-sign on
feel-
that.
That's right. I co-sign on that as well. Thank you for reading that, and we'll put a link in the show notes for that if you need it. Okay. On with the show.
On with the show.
Okay, so first of all, Hunter had homecoming.
Oh my
Was that
God, yeah.
homecoming?
I think
How
that's what
was
that was.
it?
I think it was great. It was very nice. It's like a homeschooling. It's like the homeschooling community across the district, maybe, or even beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Every homeschooler, I guess, can buy tickets to this dance. I'm not
Mhm.
exactly sure, like, who puts it on, kind of, but it's really cool because you
That
do
is cool.
see the homeschoolers come to it, and it was held in this beautiful ranch. I was like, whoa! I sent you a picture of it. Wasn't it gorgeous?
Yes, it
I
was
was like,
amazingly beautiful.
it was like, what? There's like these, like, it was a total ranch. They had those big bulls or cows with the longhorn. Is that what they're called? Yeah, longhorn. That's
Longhorn, yeah.
these giant horns on top of their heads, and she had a great time. It was awesome. You know, with all
Yay!
their little friends, and they went and danced, and they, you I think they had it was like from 6 to 10, and you got a chance to dance, and picked them up and came home, and sweet.
Amazing.
By
Love
the
it.
way, tip for everybody, and I'm going to actually, in fact, I'm going to have to remember this. So Melissa, please remind me that I need to do this, and or you, Jess. And I'm using my own affiliate link, folks. I'm using my own affiliate link for this.
For
So
what?
because we got Hunter a phone number for this.
Oh, very
So they now have like their very first
Telephone.
telephone number. And
Oh
It's
my
very
god.
basic. So it's like super basic. Guess how much I'm paying a month?
$10. Was
No,
I right?
no,
How much?
$5.
What? How is that even possible?
$5 a month. Okay.
What?
So I've
How?
been doing some amazing research. Mind you, it is like capped. So it's not like an all you can eat type of number, right? So
Mhm.
but it's $5 a month, including taxes, Jess. Straight
That's
$5.
amazing.
It's amazing. Okay. So
I always
there
forget people
is
have taxes.
I'll show you where it's from. It's called from US Mobile.
Mhm.
US Mobile. So it's a US Mobile plans. And these are sort of subsidized, those kind of like Boost. I'm sure you've seen Boost and like there's like all kinds of
Yeah, yeah.
other
Mhm.
little places that you can get a phone number. So US Mobile has the ability to use or rent, I guess is what they do. They use the systems that are already set up by both T-Mobile and Verizon. So you get an opportunity to pick which one you want to be supporting your lines.
'Kay.
And in doing so, they have a line that is a $5 a month plan. And it is kind of like, obviously, if that would be like a backup line, that would be a line for a child if you need to have that. It does have like 500 texts and 500 minutes, which is perfect for somebody who's you just want this as an emergency sort of number to be able to have. um, and I've been very impressed by this because adding another line to our already existing plans on Verizon would have been at least $20. That's without the
Mm.
phone. You know what I mean? It would have been like, there's no way to be able to keep, especially with taxes and all of that stuff. That would have really just escalated to. There's no way we could have been able to do it for that because I
I'm so
looked at those
happy for
numbers.
them.
I know, and it is
They must
really,
be
really cool.
overjoyed.
Yeah, I was even more overjoyed that I found a $5 a month plan for the kids. So I will put a link in the show notes so that you guys can use my link, because if you use my link, I get a kickback. And that means that there's a possibility that I might be getting that for free, because if it's $5 a month, I can
Ooh.
very easily move, you know, move that
True, true,
number.
true.
So I was super excited that they have that option. And in the future, I might even consider changing all of our lines to US Mobile,
Mhm.
because it would save us so much money. But currently, we're still paying off some of the iPhones because I had to buy one for Ran, and like we
Yeah.
didn't get like a, what do you call it? A rebate, because he never sent in his phone. You know how you're supposed to send your phone?
Mm.
So I didn't get that. And then I had bought one and
Man.
I'm still paying mine off. So we're still like sort of paying off the actual phones. But the minute that we can get some of that done, Jess, we would probably save, gosh, about 30 to 40% off of our bill every time
Damn.
if we moved over. Yeah.
That's
It is so
crazy.
much more affordable. It's astounding.
That's $5 a month. I know, but um who's the provider again?
US Mobile. I'll show you what it is. I'll put it
Are
in
you
our
able
chat
to put
there.
on like where the hell are you? I mean, I guess you don't need that because you live in the boonies, but like are you able to put on like tracking devices so you can see where your kids are or stop them from using the phone between the hours of like midnight and 6 a.m. or whatever? Can you do stuff like
I think
that?
that that's probably something that you can do off of. I don't think you can do that in any phones, really. Can you?
Yeah,
I
you
mean, other
can.
than
AT&T, for example.
oh,
Who do you have that you're switching to? I mean, who do you have you're switching away from?
Verizon. Verizon.
Yeah, see, I don't know if US does, but yeah, I had AT&T and T, and like with Emily, I only had a tracker and I had to cut her hours so that she would sleep. And there were and during school I would turn off everyone else's phone number but mine so she could only call me and not friends or anybody else.
Oh, from the thing. That's, well, I have
Yeah.
no idea. I have to like reach out to see if they have any kind of that.
Yeah, see if they
control
have like
thing.
teenager controls of any kind, because you may want that.
Yeah. But this kid
Just a
is
lot.
not that person, at least not this one.
Not that one.
No. Yeah, the other one.
But if you're on a roll, you may as well. I mean, if you're gonna be on a roll,
Yeah, no, I hear you. So
yeah.
that's a good call because I didn't do research on that because that was not the most important thing.
Well,
It was
how would
really
you
like,
even right?
yeah, this time
How
it
would
was
you even
like
know?
I don't want Hunter to be in the middle of a ranch by themselves, like not being
I
able to,
mean, that's
you know.
smart, very smart. So
So
you're doing. I mean, I mean, it's sad that I know that you're supposed to like control your teenagers because I had to do it. Maybe you won't
right.
have to do it, but um, yeah, it happens. What can you do?
What can you do? But anyway, yeah, that was good. And thus that happened.
Thus,
Thus that happened.
thusly.
Thusly. All right. So what's next? What are some other things? What about like is
Okay,
everybody healthy now before we continue on to the podcasting thing? Is everybody healthy or is there
everyone
some other chaos happening that I'm unaware of in your household?
everyone is healthy.
Great.
Um, we are trick or treating tomorrow night, and we're very
Yes.
excited. Isaac's
Awesome.
going as Harry Potter. And he has a friend going as Hermione, so that's
Oh, that's
exciting.
amazing. That's so great.
Um, let's see what else. This weekend we take him to Great Wolf Lodge for his birthday, which I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's an enormous indoor water park. Which I'm even amazed that Scott agreed to go to an indoor water park because we know how he feels about swimming pools. But yeah,
Wow. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's pretty.
there's a new one like 40 minutes from here. I mean, the only one I knew of for a long time was in the Poconos. But they built one here close to us, so we're gonna go to that one. It's pretty exciting stuff. Gonna
Wow.
be
Who
a
knew?
busy weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we have to all stay healthy or I'm gonna commit Harry Carey on their asses. That's what's
Oh
gonna
my
happen.
God. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Um, and I just learned that my sister's coming to town for Thanksgiving, so that'll be fun.
Oh my God, that's
All the way from
exciting.
California.
Are you gonna do all the things at your house?
We're gonna have to do all the things at my dad's house.
Okay.
And you know what else? Clara, her oldest daughter, has some food restrictions. I forget
Okay.
why, and I don't want to speak for her or give away her medical anomalies, but I know she can't have sugar. She can have very little dairy, no rice, no and no pasta.
Yeah, but rice and pasta are not really, unless I mean, they're not part of my Thanksgiving.
No, they're not. But
Okay.
no, they're not. But butter is for sure.
Yeah, butter is. You are correct.
Sugar, definitely. But
Yeah, but
she said
yeah.
that we could sweeten things with honey. I've never made honey sweet potatoes, but I guess I'll look it up. How bad could it be?
You know, it's like I know that when there's dietary restrictions with folks that I'm around, like I know that this is so extra, but usually I just make the one that's extra for them. Like there's the
Mhm.
main bunch and then there's the little one for whoever it is, right? Like that's what I did last time. And then that way there's like it's like a tiny little plate of the ones that don't have the things. And then there's
Mhm.
the bigger one.
Right? The bigger
So
one.
yeah, like a big batch of like let's say those sweet potatoes that you're talking about, and then maybe they get like a little tiny sweet potato thing with no honey in it, just sweet potatoes, mashed sweet potatoes with nothing. Why is that? Like that's not
I
too
mean,
bad.
it's fine with me,
Yeah, simple, and
you
I'm
know?
sure like they're not going to look at that and go, "Oh, I wish I had blah blah," because I can tell you that if you have your own personal dietary things. Like I know a little boy who we're actually going to have Halloween with. It's so cute
Yay.
because we've
Have
been
fun.
going out doing Halloween with them since this little boy was 2. So right now they're about the age of May. So probably around 10 years old now. And
Mhm.
they have always been allergic to so many things. And he
Oh,
is so cute
poopers.
because whenever he goes out, he knows he's like, I can't have this candy. I can't have this candy. I can only have those candies, not those candies. And he's so fine with it. Like There's never a time when
Oh.
he's like, I wish I could have that, because he knows how it hurts him, right? He knows what his reaction is. So
Mhm.
why would you want to have something that's going to cause you pain and harm? So he's
Mhm.
very good at moderating and understanding his own allergic
Yeah, she is too,
dietary
because she
things.
doesn't wanna feel sick. I think she might have Crohn's. She doesn't wanna feel sick, so she's
Yeah.
good
So
at it
like,
too, but she did eat sugar for a long time. I mean, like a normal, she did have that for a while, and, it'll just be hard, I think. What can you do?
who knows? Maybe it won't be. Maybe, like I said, sometimes you just kind of like, it's funny. I just sit there. I always go like, oh, poor kid. He probably feels, and nope. He's super okay with it. He literally goes like, no, I can't have that. Can I have this one though? I can have that candy, or I can't have that. And he asks whenever we go out to eat, he'll ask and he'll like, does this have any, was this cooked with, whatever peanuts? Because gluten, he has some serious gluten allergy, not like gluten sensitivity, but like
Mm.
gluten allergy. And so he's like,
That
was this
sucks.
cooked at the thing? It like they know exactly where they can go get specific, like they can only go get French fries or whatever from like Chick-fil-A. Because at Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
they cook the French fries separately from anything else so that they know that they don't have any kind of gluten in the oil and stuff like that. It's like that specific. So
Wow. Oh my god.
anyway, well, I hope that you guys have that. That'll be amazing. It'll be a good
Thanks,
time.
I'm really excited.
Yay.
So excited. Um, so yeah, okay, so I guess now we could probably start talking about podcasting stuff, because I found this weird study.
Hmm.
Although, did you want to talk about Wrapped?
I didn't put that in there. You
Oh,
put that
that's
in
right,
there.
I did. All right, let's talk about this study. I found a study that says half of kids, of all kids, are listening to podcasts, and I call BS. The study was done by UTA, which is United Talent Agency, and their study called "All Ears: The Booming Children and Family Podcast Market" finds that children's passion for podcasts has grown over the year, and children rather than parents are the ones who initiate their time spent with this content type. Disagree. In fact, 7 in 10 parents whose children consume podcasts regularly say their child is most likely to seek them out instead of the parents suggesting them. I mean, that I believe. This is just one example of how children's enthusiasm for podcasts has grown amid the many forms of entertainment and activities available to them. I mean, half, half, half of all children. No age group. Do they even
No, they
say
have
an
the age group.
age?
It's like from something to 12. Like
I
I
can't.
saw.
I know a lot of kids that age, and I don't know any of them that listen to podcasts. Although, to be fair, I don't go around asking them this question like on a regular basis. So maybe they
And I have a
do, and I
feeling
don't know.
if you think about, well, obviously, I think that this is a parent question, right? So the
Yep.
parent is the one that answered, not the kid, right? So there's that.
Right.
And
That's
then,
true.
right? And by the way, I also am a little like, huh, really? Like yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a little skeptical about that too. Which brings me to, I started to think about the fact that when my kids were that age, like sub 12, when I think
Mhm.
that at the highest, it was probably when they were from 3 to about 8, both of
Mhm.
them, like that
Mhm.
chunk of time, they did listen to podcasts.
Yeah, I
But
remember, but that
most
was your idea.
but that's what I'm saying. But they're asking, that's what I'm saying. They're asking parents. And part of it is that I used to put the podcast on when they took a bath. Do you remember that? I used to like put them
Yes.
in the bath and I would put the
Of course I
podcast on and
remember.
they would listen to that. And
Mhm.
occasionally I would put it like they were occasionally put it on when they were playing, doing other things. It was never, and once in a, there were a couple times when they asked me, I could count them
Mhm.
in one hand when they would go like, could you put the podcast on? And then we would put the podcast on. And Hunter has continued to listen to podcasts. She does have her the podcast that makes them calm down. What is it? What are those called? The ones that are
Like meditation ones?
no comfort. You know how people have comfort shows and comfort movies? She has a comfort
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So
nice. Is it
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
stories or
It's no. It's like the whole behind the scenes of Gravity Falls. Like it's a every single series for Gravity Falls. The creator and the produce and like the people who wrote it or whatever, they all talk about everything that happened in every single episode, and
Stop it.
they go behind the scenes, and that's what they listen to.
You need to tell me what this podcast is immediately because
Okay.
my son was so into Gravity Falls that he created himself a little adventurer notebook with inventing. He had an inventor's notebook and an adventure notebook. And he would watch Gravity Falls and write little adventures down in his notebook when he was like 4 or 5. He
Well,
loves that show.
oh my God, Hunty's obsessed with it. It's one of her comfort shows. It's like one of her
It's so
core comfort
good.
shows. And so she's very in depth with that, right? So
Mhm. It's an
um
interesting show. It's
I will
really
send
good.
it to you for sure, but they do talk a lot about, but mind you, it is a lot of it's the stuff that, somebody who really loves something specifically, like getting really in the weeds of all the
Yeah.
stuff. So it's calming and the stakes are not very high. There's not like super deep like discussions about life and death. You know what I mean? It's
No, I know.
everything.
It's great.
So in that respect, I can see that. But what I was telling to you about before is obviously my whole idea around introducing my children to podcasts is so that they could have grown up and had them as something as normal to their media consumption as watching Netflix or watching a YouTube video or, watching a movie. I wanted that or listening to music. But what the reality of the situation is that once they hit the tween years and or teens, they
Mhm.
will choose what they like, and what the youth like now is short form video.
Well, that's very interesting as
The
well.
end.
I mean,
The end.
who wouldn't though?
But what?
Who wouldn't?
I don't. But that's
I
because
mean,
I'm strange and that is just moi. But I'm not a
I mean,
fan of it. I think it's overstimulating and I don't get anything out of it. I think once in a while I'm like, oh, that was a kind of cool short form video. And I create short form video because people like it. But me, I'm not I don't like it. I like long form YouTube videos. I like long form audio. I love audiobooks. I'm
what
not
is it
a
with you, man?
I don't like those quick hits. Like, I'm not even getting. Who can understand something in sub 3 minutes, sub 30 seconds? Who can
I
understand?
mean, I think it's easier to learn something in under 5 minutes over and over and over again because my brain sees 11-minute video and thinks, "Oh my god." I mean, even if it's short or interesting, but if it says 3 minutes, I'm like, "Okay, I can commit to that." Even if I'd rather have 23-minute videos than a 60-minute video. Did I even do that math right? I don't even know. But it's just intimidating. It's intimidating. It's like a commitment that I don't wanna give. I'm just saying kids probably feel that. Like, if you tell like, Isaac, if he has homework, we'll ask, like, when he gets home, how long is it gonna take him? How many minutes? When can he have a break? How many minutes? Like, they are obsessed with their little increments of time and when they can do what. So, I see why they would wanna, learn that way, even though it's not as in depth, I guess,
Right.
as you said.
I mean, I,
I
I
don't know.
agree. I 100% agree with everything that you said. Hence
You're just not
my
that's just not your pref.
yes. And also think about it from this perspective too. I do know that there are a lot of parents when they are driving somewhere will put on a podcast and have it play when the kids are in the car, particularly when they are younger, like I said before, like sub 12, possibly 8, 9, 7, like the 7 to 9 year olds are probably the sweet spot where they are still listening to the things that are in the car for them. And so you, as a grown up, often give up your music, your wanting to listen so that you can put the stuff for the kids on, right? It like usurps you. But then you
Mhm.
hit that tween end of things when they have their own preferences and or have their own devices, at which time they start to listen to their own music, because that's the thing. It's like short form video and music.
Right.
There is no like, I'm going to put
And
on
there was
my
always music,
podcast.
though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But the music
Yeah.
is their music. Like they listen to their songs and they want to listen to their things. So I don't know about this study.
I don't
So
either. And why would UTA do a podcasting study? Like, what's
maybe
the
they're in
incentive there in
development.
one?
They need to justify spending to develop children's programming, which I think that is something that does need to happen. There's nothing wrong with continuing to invest in solid children's programming at all, because, like I said before, parents need as many tools as we can have when we have the little ones around. We need as many things as possible to give them so that they can stay not making everybody crazy all the time.
Right.
It's just that I don't know if this is for the kids or if it's for the parents, right?
Mhm.
So,
Who do you What, you mean the study?
right.
Or you mean yeah. Yeah, I hear that. Anyway, I thought it was weird. And then the other thing I put in was Spotify's Wrapped. So last year they did this cool thing where you could create a personal page for the holidays and recommend whatever you want, whether it's your episodes, I think other people's episodes as well.
Hmm.
And yeah, it says for many fans, your show page is where their listening journey begins. Make a great first impression with our latest features. And then you add your recommendations, you link your social. So they have some new tools for podcasters, which I think is neat. And then also, I mean, I don't know if you are a Spotify user, you know about Wrapped because anytime you logged in between like November and December last year, it was crazy how they were like, "Hey, here's all the best things that you like this year." Mine's always a mess because I share with Isaac, but anyway, I thought it was neat. So I'm gonna put the link in the show notes for you guys to see that. And now I think we're on to the techie tool tutu.
The tail two. Yeah. So there are a couple of tools that I want to share. One of them I have, and I haven't tested yet, but I want to very soon
Mhm.
because it is such a wonderful thing. So I have it.
Ooh.
So the first one is the Shure MVX2U. It's a compact USB interface for
Mhm.
XLR microphones. So let me break that down for those of you who don't really know exactly what that is. A lot of microphones that, especially the fancier one, excuse me, the fancier microphones have something called an XLR component in the back of it. And it's that whenever it's like a super thick cord and it's got those little prongs in it that you have to stick to the back of the mic. And usually the other end of it has to go into like an interface, some kind of audio interface. Like I use a Rodecaster Pro. For those of you who might be watching me and have watched me do videos in the past, it's usually in the background. Jessica has I think you have the Focusrite 2i2,
Yeah.
where you put your thing in there, and that is the middle portion of that USB interface needs to then go into your computer. So it's like a daisy chain of stuff. You cannot
Mhm.
plug in a kind of a fancier microphone or an XLR only microphone into the computer. You cannot do that. You need a USB interface to do that because then the interface brings it back. But what the Shure MVX2U does is it's this tiny little interface. It's just a little connector. I'm going to show it to you all who are watching us in the video, and it's just a little box. It's a little audio and it's pretty small. It's like it's like about a couple of inches. I believe this is about as big as it is. It's like 2 inches long.
Mhm.
And what it is you stick this little knob. It's kind of like the size of a lipstick tube.
Mhm.
You put that little lipstick tube into the back of the XLR interface of the microphone or the
Mhm.
cord, and then
Mhm.
that you stick the whatever USB into the computer. So you don't need to have a Rodecaster Pro. You don't need to have a
Wow.
Focusrite 2i2. You can actually put this in your bag, right? You could put this little guy in your bag, travel with it, and take your existing microphone. And now you can have a USB microphone with any microphone. It doesn't have to be a USB microphone. So it is a fantastic addition, I think, to any toolkit that podcasters can have. I love it. I think it's so smart and so portable. So now you can do, like, you don't have to have more than one microphone. You don't even have to buy a USB microphone. If you're traveling, you could use your existing mic if it's only XLR and get this little MBX2U thingy-majigger
Nice.
to put it in between. I cannot remember how much this was, though. I have to look. Let me see if I see a price somewhere. I forgot to talk about the pricing of this, but it's not. Here we go. 1 second. It's $129. So um it's not particularly inexpensive, but it is something that is small and portable. And if this is something that you need to have in your tool belt, it is just so amazing because it's so teeny tiny. You literally just put it into the back of your microphone, and boom, you have a USB mic. It's sweet, awesome.
It's very it's very clever.
It's
I
very
agree.
clever, super smart. So, anyway, there's that. Then, my
Amazing.
other thing that I just saw right before we
Mhm.
started, Jess. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
Really?
God. Okay, listen, I am the person that falls for anything that's a different color. Because, first of all, remember our conversation that we had, Jess, about me wanting the microphone in flesh color and how horrible that turned out for our recording because you were like, Elsie, really flesh colored mics? Okay, listen. We were talking about wanting things that are not black because that's the point. Look, I have a black microphone. Everything else is gray. It's either
Mhm.
black or gray. Every audio interface is black. Everything around is just so boring.
Oy.
Boy. But
Ugh.
oh my God, Rode, which is, one of my most
Road.
favorite companies that creates audio gear. Like I said, I use the Rodecaster Pro as my audio interface. They are releasing the Rode White collection.
Interesting.
And so that
Is it
means what? Go ahead.
is it amazing?
It is so cute. Come on, Jess, click the link. Look at the cuteness of the little white box. It's like everything. If I mean, it makes like, I'm thinking, can you imagine having all the white accessories everywhere? It would look so cute. Just
Oh, that
having,
is amazing.
isn't it so
Why
cute?
do
I'm
I
telling
want
you.
that? I don't even need it.
That's what I'm saying. Just because it changed color. Like, I
It's so
want to have a little
cute.
white box
Man.
with the pretty colors and have it makes me feel like super girly about having all my tech. And whoa, what was that?
It was a sigh. Is
Oh
that
my God.
bad?
It was no. It was like, oh, I was like, I'm really sad. But think about it. We bought, I think did you buy the white uh Sony camera as well? Or you couldn't find the white
Um,
one?
no, I got a black one. I could not
Okay.
find the white to save my own
Exactly.
life.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like I literally pulled the plug on, not pulled the trigger on that Sony camera because they had a white option. And I was like, I'm going to get the white. And so anything that you release that's white and or just
Mhm.
plain old not black because so boring. I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
in. And so the Roadcaster folks or the Rode company, I'll put a link in the show notes when they release this because they literally released it the day before Halloween, and they are marketing it like with a little white ghost. So, but I'm just like, oh my God, I love it. It's so cute and white. I want to have a white thing. It's
A
so
white
adorable.
thing?
A white thing. It's a Roadcaster Duo. I think that's what it is. I
They're
think,
pretty.
hold on. White. I'm going to put that in there. They have to have some kind of something. I don't think that they have it. I don't think they've even released it. What is it called? White. I have to look at the title of the thing. The Road White Collection. I have to Google that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Road White Collection. So you have to Google that. Anyway, that is all we have for today, is from what I can
Yeah.
see.
It's pretty low stuff today. And I mean, it was kind of a struggle to even find news. Like, I guess there's not that
Well,
much
yeah.
news.
Oh my God, Jess.
Yes, the
I
dust,
have
he
to
says.
share this whole entire thing. Oh
Let me
my God,
see.
imagine the dust is what it's saying. This whole thing. I'm going to put it in our chat there, but you're going to have to click through. It's the one that's inside of StreamYard. They have an entire white
How the hell
bundle
do I click on
collection.
that? I don't
Let
think
me
I
see.
can.
Let me see if I can put it. Oh yeah, you can't. That's dumb. Let me see if I can put it in our own private
I think we
chat,
have a
and then maybe
private
you can.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it.
Yes,
I put
that's
it on the
good.
chat. There you go. It's a
Wow. A
look at
whole
how
white
cute.
studio.
Yeah, isn't it so cute?
Again, why do I want this? But I
It just
do. I really, really do. It's very
I
cool.
love that the Rode what do you call this thing again? Mic stand?
Yeah.
Tripod?
No, no,
What is it
no.
called?
A
No.
arm, studio arm.
Studio arm, yeah. Studio arm. The
Mhm.
white studio arm. Come on now.
I
With
know,
the
dude.
Roadcaster, with the little Roadcaster Duo in white, I love the whole vibe. It's just
Totally.
looks so cool. It is so cute.
Totally, totally, totally. It is really cute. I don't need this. I don't have the money for it. And yet,
No, nobody does. I mean, who would want to? I mean, I've got everything I need, like right in front of me right now. I need nothing. I need zero, but I want all
right.
the white stuff because it's so cute.
It's so
Uh,
clean and pretty. Yeah, it's really pretty.
it's so clean and pretty. It looks nice. If I had the perfect and the most amount of money ever, I would probably go all white because how cute.
Yeah.
And actually, you know
Especially
what I
now
would
that you
do?
have a
Oh yeah, my fancy studio, like with the lights. You haven't seen it. Have you seen all my stuff when I put the lights on? It's like, whoa, I'm looking pretty fancy. But
I
what I
have
would do
not.
is I would get a microphone with my favorite colors. Like I'd have to design and see the type of microphone that I would want, even though I really love my Heil with the like the gold vibe of my Heil. I love the
Mhm.
way that looks. It's just
I
so
like that too.
clean.
My road is gold. No, my Heil
Do
is
you have
gold.
a Rode Gold? A gold road? A gold
I have
road?
a gold mic. I can't remember if maybe it's Heil. I thought it was
It
Rode.
is a Heil because we got the same one.
Right. That's right. I do have a Rode one too, but it's black.
Yeah, I think that they haven't really released too many color changes. But now, sure, you can buy the shirt. The one that I have here. You can buy, and you can buy the color changes every part, like
Yeah,
the body, the thing, the
custom
top part. I just
colors.
don't.
That's right.
You can have total custom colors. It could be all white or indoor. Could be like gold and white. I don't know. I want sparkles. I think it would be rad. Also, the headphones. Hello with the headphones. White headphones. I love it. I think I want those.
I
I
mean,
might wanna just get
pink was
those.
pretty fun. If we have to go with what we had before, I would say
Yeah,
go
those
for
pink
it.
ones,
That you should
they're
get.
still
They're cool looking,
th
and they'll
they
probably make
are
you look
cool
very
looking
fancy.
with the white, and it won't be so, like, black and shiz. I just wish that the top part was also white, but I just really
No. You can't win them all though, right?
you can't win it all, you can't win them all, you are correct, but
As much as we'd like
anywho.
to, we can't.
Oh, it looks so nice though. Love it.
I
Ugh.
know. It's
And I hope
pretty.
it's comfy in my head. But yeah, I
On your
have no
head?
reason I'm sorry, what?
On your head or in your head?
On my head, sorry. But these are so comfy though. These are light and comfy and I love these. I think that these are nice.
Mm.
But they are just plain old black. If they had a little bit of a vibe, a change, I would get these. Anyway, I think that we are done for today.
Hooray! I mean, that's sad.
Yay! That is sad. Why is that
I
sad?
mean, hooray! I mean,
All
that's
right.
sad.
Oh my god. Oh, I've been
All right.
sitting here for
Well, I
so long.
mean, that is it for episode 408. Perhaps not our best episode, but perhaps not our worst. Um, but either way, you can find all the links from today's conversation in our show notes at shepodcast.com. You can also, the podcast in a nutshell. So true. You can
So
also
true.
find us on social at She Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, TikTok, and Instagram. Also, guess what? You can now buy tickets to our event in Orlando. If you go to shepodcast.com//SPL, check out the event. It's happening in January. It's not expensive. We'd love to see you. There's all the information on the SPL. So we'll put that link in the show notes as well. And yeah, hope to see you in January in Orlando. And we'll talk more about the event in an upcoming episode. But this has been a delight. Love you.
Mean it.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys. All right, we're gonna end the stream. Then we're gonna say goodbye. Bye.
You have
Thank you
to
so much for being with
also
us today.
make sure you press stop on that because that's gonna be our
Right.
only.
No, I think you just leave and it does it. No.
No, you have to stop it. You got to
All right, I'm
stop.
gonna end the stream
Stop for the
first.
recording. Yes, end
Goodbye,
the
my
screen.
friends.
End the
Mwah.
yes.